Welcome to our meeting number 290. Can you imagine 290? It's not 1, 2, 7. By the way, we're in the club, Toastmasters Club, or Toastmasters Club, and we are happy also to be here and host this wonderful meeting, which, by the way, unusual meeting today. And I'm not going to waste your time and not going to say that Toastmasters in the whole very nice community, but it is, by the way, very nice community. It's a brilliant community. If you would like to improve your communication skills, leadership skills, etc., and even if you want to grow as a person, you're welcome in any club, especially in Toastmasters club. However, I'm not going to escape or ignore one wonderful tradition. Usually, all newcomers will ask, come on stage and introduce yourself later by saying your name, why you're here, what are you going to do here, what is your expectation, and maybe what is your salary if you wish. So please, newcomers, I can see even maybe you are a member of a different club, please come on stage and say something. You can even say, my name is Katya or whatever, right? But please come on stage right now. Of course you do. Just whatever you want us to know about you. Yeah, anybody can start. Oh. Mariana, you are the most.
Hello, everybody. It's quite hard to call myself a newcomer because I can recognize almost everybody. To be honest, I was surprised. I have never been to Toastmasters before. I thought I will see a lot of unfamiliar faces, and I'm super excited to see majority from Zlatoust, from French club, like all mixed. It just proves that Toastmasters are the best clubs. We all get united. It's amazing. What can I tell about myself? Originally from Armenia, grew up in St. Petersburg, recently moved to live in Moscow. My occupation is business coaching and public speaking. I help entrepreneurs to be more effective in their business and grow as people, especially through development of emotional intelligence. I'm here to make new friends. I'm here to have fun. I'm here to be evaluator of the speech of Martino. Hi, Martino. Hello. Hi. I expected you to be here. Okay. Yeah. What else?
Me too. Me too.
Yeah. Yeah. Look forward to have a great meeting and wish you all the best. Thank you.
My name is Mila. I'm here again. It is like new age Toastmasters, Toastbusters again. I'm glad to see everyone here. Some people that it's so won't see you here. About myself, several words. I'm sure that some people heard about me. I'm keen on development of different kinds of business in African countries and Arab countries. This is shortly about myself. I like those buttons that you can share here, your interests, networking, what else, different opportunities. It depends on you. I hope to continue here in Toastmasters, maybe again.
Okay, so hello everyone, my name is Christina. I'm here for the first time, and I actually have not been to other class. So this is my first time in this sphere. Real time here. my friends advised me to go here to visit this place and to practice languages because I missed a lot. I have never been practicing a lot this time. So right now I'm a little bit confused to stay here. But yeah, glad to hear everyone today.
Yeah, same here.
Hello, my name is Polina. It's my second meeting in Toastmasters community. I came here because I know that it's a cool party, Halloween party, because I wanted to practice English because I haven't spoken for a year and a half, and I thought that maybe I need to change something. So that's why I'm here.
Hello everyone, I'm Anastasia. I'm a member of Toastmasters. And I'm here
To help me.
to help you. Yeah. And I really want to share our community with people and try to do it in different ways.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Steve. Thanks again. Sorry for inconvenience. Yes. And I would like to say in one word, maybe, for those who are going to be on stage, please, because we have right now only one camera. The best way to fix yourself on the stage is, I suppose, here, right? Here. Yeah, what do you think? Yeah, so here maybe a little bit you can move, but not all. So I should say a few words again. If you have, please put your cell phones on silent mode and basic stuff, and basically that's it. We can today speak about sex.
Finally.
Related to politics, no, not topics related to politics, so there are differences because we respect every person, everybody here. That is why we're trying to put some kind of topics that can be helpful. So, and now I'm happy to introduce and welcome our Toastmaster of the day, Valeria Pogorelova.
Hello and welcome, everyone. I have to tell you something really important before we begin. Just a few moments ago, I received some really terrible, really bad news. Turns out there is an ancient curse on every public speaker in the world. Let me tell you about this curse. This curse started around 99 years ago. There were two brothers. One was called Halloween, and the second brother was called Toastmasters. Toastmasters was an intelligent, friendly visionary. He loved people, he loved public speaking, and Halloween was always jealous of him. And one day in 1924, on October 31st, Toastmasters had an idea to open a public speaking club. And he did this idea. He didn't want the public speaking club to be open. So on that day, when Toastmasters booked the biggest conference room and invited many people, Halloween thought, I'm gonna go and do a speech and tell everyone that Toastmasters is evil. I'm going to ruin his night. So, his plan was to get on stage and say many bad things about his brother. But when he got on stage, he looked at his palms and he realized they were glistening with sweat. He was shaking and he couldn't speak.
The ego is down.
I тоже хочу с
Yes,
вами.
sure.
Oh, looks like we're back. Hopefully.
But they are muted.
Yes.
Now,
Our connection is very good.
can you
Hello
hear
again.
now?
Being,
Hello again.
Yes.
Good.
being something wrong.
Okay, good. Oh, yeah.
And what happened? It was again the same.
There was a curse. There was a curse.
It's a curse, so, yeah, because of Halloween problem.
Yeah,
right?
Halloween problems. Halloween problems. Okay. So is everyone back? Can everyone hear? Miles wave. Yeah. If you can hear me, Vadim wave, Martina wave. Everybody wave. Okay. All right. Let's continue. So as I was saying, Halloween wanted to curse the whole evening on the first opening night of Toastmasters. Halloween got on stage and realized there were technical difficulties. His palms were sweating. His voice was gone. He couldn't speak. And he started hearing whispers in the audience. Why is he not talking? Why does he look so weird? Why is he here? And he panicked. He was almost about to storm off stage, but he turned around and cursed Toastmasters. He said, every person that will come on stage in the future will have sweaty palms, will lose their voice, their heartbeats will bounce off the walls, and the only thing that will save them is applause! Thank you very much. Good news. Good news. And he left, Halloween left. But Toastmasters, he was a clever man. He wasn't going to give up. He thought long and hard, what am I going to do about this curse? I'm going to create a team of curse breakers. And he called them the Functionaries. And today, we will see the Functionaries at work. They change their appearance. They have the power to change their appearance. They hide for Halloween because every Toastmasters meeting, they look different, the functionaries. And they help public speakers get more applause so the curse can break. So, ladies and gentlemen, Toastmaster descendants and brave guests and speakers, I would like to introduce our first curse breaker. This functionary will make sure your speeches are not too long-winded so that we don't die of boredom. And also will help you in getting more applause. This is our timer. Yekaterina.
Hi.
Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, it's gonna be quite challenging after such a great, brilliant speech.
Oh, please.
Okay, my name is Katerina. Oops.
The curse. See? The curse.
And I'm happy to take a role of a timer of this meeting tonight. So I'm responsible, as you may guess, for monitoring timing for each meeting segment and speakers. And before I explain all formal rules and go through these formal procedures, let me ask you, do you know what is it? Do you know what is it? Okay. Have you ever heard about it? Yes. This is a character created by Dutch painter Marguerite van Brevoort. The sculptor demonstrates a creature who sits and waits. So, despite it looks cozy and harmless, I guess nobody wants to be a So, there's no doubt that time management is crucial and important part of our daily lives, both professionally and privately. Although I have to keep eye on timing, I would appreciate for all speakers to control speech duration and don't make audience and other speakers feel like Okay. The rules are you follow cards and I will help you to manage timing. I will demonstrate different cards, different colors. And so they are green, yellow, and green, yellow, and red. Red means that timing is finished and it's better to finish your speech. And what else? So be mindful, have fun, and let's start it.
Perfect. Okay. So Halloween heard that Toastmasters was getting a team to fight this curse. So he decided to fill the world with the scariest sounds, scariest howls you can think of. But Toastmasters was ready for him. So he created the role of the accountant. And today, our accountant is Irina. Welcome.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and here. In practice of public speaking, there is a thing which is called perception. When you meet new people or welcome on the stage, our brain processes all the information through several filters. The first filter is most primitive. It doesn't last long. It is visual filter. It is how you looks like, how the person enjoy your presence here. And how you fit into personal ideal of beauty. When person opens his mouth or her mouth, he or she gets into the second filter. This is auditory filter. This is how his or her voice sounds, the manner of presentation, pace of the speech. Responsive here in our hearts or not. And next filter is semantic filter. This is stamp of what people say and what is all this for. I am driving for the next most important filter, which is called love of the audience. Today, I am as a counter, will track your speeches for the present of filler words. You know, like, so, and. In the end of the meeting, I will disclose my report. So once again, control your filler words. Better regarding to this meeting, replace it for the exclamation like boo, boo, bam, like you just do. And believe in what you say. Take your time and love the audience. Will love the audience. Madame Toastmaster of the day. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. All right, so we have met two functionaries, two members of the curse breaking team, and this made Halloween even more angry. So he thought he will curse his brother, not the club. Now he's going to curse his brother. He's going to make him, he decided he was going to make him speak with bad grammar and obscene language. But Toastmasters had an answer for that. He created the role, the curse-breaking role of grammarian and word master. And today, that role was taken by Vadim, who's online.
Hi, everyone. Could you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you perfectly.
Wonderful, wonderful. It's great to hear that the curse doesn't involve in our Zoom connection. I will be brief. When I see a public speaker, I really want to hear a lot of, well, not fancy, but at least normal words. I want to hear a balance of informal and formal speech, which is appropriate for the purpose of this speech. And sometimes when we improvise or we produce prepared speeches, we tend to select an easy road. We tend to make repetitions. We tend to use, let's say, intermediate words, which in my opinion, doesn't help your speech to shine. So let's try our best and let's try to use fancy words as much as possible when it's appropriate. And by the way, I will deliver my report at the end of the meeting, and I will try to pick the most delicious cherries from your speeches and to share with everyone. Also, I need to present the word of the day, and many times when a grammarian selects a word of the day, it's very fancy and it's used rarely. So for this meeting, I decided to pick a very easy word. It's just the word candy. And candy, you know, it's a sweetie, and it's 100% connected with the theme of this meeting, Halloween. So please use this word as much as possible, and I will name the winner who will pronounce and use this word as much as possible. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Vadim. So just repeating, the word of the day is candy. Candy, like sweets, candy. All right, so now more and more people started coming to Toastmasters meetings, but not everyone was brave yet. So Toastmasters decided to add one more role to encourage people to come to the meetings and to show that the speech doesn't have to be someone standing on stage and speaking. It can be a simple question and answer and engagement with the audience members. And for this curve-breaking role, he called it the quiz master. And today, our quiz master, Tatiana! No. Not today. Patience. I am bloody nurse. And tonight, I'm going to examine you and your listening skills. For those of you who know how to listen well, I will get sweet treats in the end of the meeting. And for those of you who are bad listeners, I prepared bloody tricks. So let's listen to the speeches attentively and we'll see who's surprised. Hey, dear friends, that brings us to the present day, where we have 4 speakers brave enough not to stop any curse from letting them get on stage. And what shatters the stone cold grip of a curse better than an icebreaker? Please welcome to the stage, Andrei! Big space down. Very nice. Thank you, Andrei. Andrei. Andrei's speech, as I said, is an icebreaker. Like Billy Milligan, Andrei Kisilov. Andrei Kisilov, like Billy Milligan. The stage is yours.
Thank you. Goddamn, who are you? I just know only 3, but who the others? I live several lives, and I know there are more, but I can recognize only 3. Well, let's dive in and find out. Do you know who was Billy Milligan?
Yes.
What does it mean to live 24 lives at the same time? Billy Milligan was the most famous person in the history of psychiatry. There were 24 full-fledged personalities existing at the same time. 10 were the main, and 14 were undesirable. However, he had no recorded schizophrenic diseases. His brain simply had 24 consciousness. Can you imagine? Of course you cannot, but I can. Who am I? I have educated in theoretical physics with a focus in quantum and nonlinear processes. My big knowledge in quantum physics made me wonder one day, is my life real, or maybe this is all an illusion? As physicist, I have asked myself, how many times have I been here, not in this particular place, but here in this reality? How many times has my consciousness seen in my entire life? How many times my cosmic energy been integrated in my personality? Let's count. I am Andrei. I am Andrei Sergeyevich. I am Titan. I am Demon, who is there is even Jon Snow from Game of Thrones. Remember? It turns out that we have been here at least 5 times. How long, I will ask myself. By the way, please don't study quantum physics. You will no longer look at this world peacefully. But no, my life is real. Yes, with a lot of crazy, but real. All my singularities have come together from all my lives into my only one personality. I am Andrei Sergeyevich. I was born with the best friend. Maybe he is an imaginary, but I know that I have a twin brother. He lives in faraway Ireland. I still feel his thoughts, emotions, and concerns. I remember I was lying naked, looking at him, and asking myself, "Who are you? Why do you look like me?" I had no choice but to look for originality and even madness, my special madness. I am absolutely unusual, extraordinary, controversial person. One day I even realized that I am an exclusive person. I met my family in the world of numbers, models, and algorithms. I found my exclusivity in financial mathematics, 2 degrees in quantum and non-linear physics, scientific inventions, many articles didn't give me the satisfaction that I have now when I am creating investment products. All my passions and madness are twisted in the single canvas, which the universe covered me from my birth. And this day, we know that we will never be alone. All my 5 personalities are buried with me in my madness reality. At the end of this speech, we have to say, Andrei Sergeyevich was with you. I am here and I have lived 5 lives at the same time.
My personality, handshake for each one. Everything, thank you. You can sit down. You can leave. Oh, looks like the curse. Get the big one. Very nice, very nice. All right, so that was our first speaker, but we have another brave speaker today who believes that doesn't matter what the curse is, it's never as bad as it seems. Please welcome to the stage our online speaker today, Martino. Yes.
What is my last name?
Okay, Martina, we're just gonna pin you. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Welcome.
Can you say my last name?
No. Wait. Martino Abrachiavento. That was a terrible accent. I'm sorry.
Almost right. Almost there.
Next time, I'll try. All right, so our next speaker, Martino. Tell me how to say it.
Abbracciavento.
Abbracciavento. Martino Abbracciavento. It's not as bad as it seems. It's not as bad as it seems. Martino Abbracciavento.
Can you hear me well?
Yeah.
Dear fellow Toastmaster, your guest, good evening. Have you ever reached the point in your life when you said, why everything is happening to me? Why is everything going wrong? Anyone?
Every day.
Good. Well, it's not as bad for me because I reached that point 2 months ago when I received a call from my former boss telling me that I was fired because my position was relocated to a low-cost location such as India and Argentina. I said in that moment, why everything is happening to me? Because that was an event, they succeeded, a series of events such as COVID, the death of my father, moving to Russia, getting divorced, getting acquainted to the new country. And then I tried to put myself together, and I called some colleagues who had the same fate as mine, and I talked to a Georgian colleague, and we started talking about what happened, why we got fired and stuff like that. So, and he opened up. He actually told me a story, which was absolutely a staggering story that I believe he could even write a book based on his life. He's a Georgian guy who was sent to war in 1988 to Afghanistan. He was only 18. And he decided to escape the war, and he went to France as a refugee. But right in that moment when he said, okay, I'm now good, I escaped the war, so I'm not at risk, France sent him as a legionnaire to Africa. Legionnaires at the time were warriors, basically military, and were made up of the worst people, such as criminals, immigrants, refugees, and he survived for 3 years in Africa, in wars, during war, infections, and all the worst things that could happen there. He managed to come back. He said, wow, I made it, right? So wonderful. He at that moment, he had managed to escape, imagine, 2 wars, right? Not 1, but 2. And everything seems to go well because he met a girl from Czech Republic, half Czech, half French. He got married. He had 3 children. But in 1998, there was another event that marked his life. The Russian troops invaded Georgia. And during the invasion, one sister and 2 brothers and his father got killed to defend his house. This marked completely his life. The only people who were still alive of his family was his brother and his mother. After a while, his wife got a very bad disease, sclerosis multiplex, who left her on a wheelchair. So he actually had to go through, he had to carry the family by himself and had to sustain his family by himself. And that's not all. When the Russian troops invaded Ukraine, his last brother was killed in Mariupol during the attack. So, and the last thing I think was that happened to him was probably the least of, he lost his job. So this story actually made me think about myself, about what is happening to me, and made me think that it's not as bad as it looks. Because if you look yourself around and you talk to people, you may realize that your situation is not as bad, and At the end of the day, you're lucky, even if you're alive. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Martina. So, I don't know about you, but to me it looks like the curse should be scared of us. But just to, is she ready? Is she ready? Just check if she's there. Okay, good. So, let's continue. Just to make sure that Halloween doesn't come back and try to curse us again, we have our third speaker for today, who we have our third speaker for today, who is following a persuasive pathway in Toastmasters. So she will try to persuade Halloween to never curse us again with her public speaking skills. Please welcome Yekaterina. Hello, welcome to the stage. All right, we have Yekaterina with the speech White Walkers. White Walkers, Yekaterina.
So guys, I got an internal question for you. Please raise your hand if you love cats. Please raise your hand if you love dogs. Okay, thank you, but I will check here. My seriously speaking, please raise your hand if you love skin. Skin mountain, skin. Yeah. Okay, and now who love snowboarding? Okay, so I should say there are some people who didn't decide it yet, or maybe don't like winter in general and don't like winter sport in particular. But guys, winter is coming. That is why today I decided to convince some of you just maybe to get in love with winter sport and maybe decide what is the better, skiing or snowboarding. In my particular case, you will know a little bit later. Let's get started. So, and I'm going to do so, by the way, I forgot all my speech, but anyway, I'm going to do so through my personal experience. That is why the first point, posture. Guys, posture. Have you tried skiing and have you tried snowboarding? So, for in terms of skiing, it is so natural to stand on skis. You can feel freedom and excitement. In terms of, in case of snowboarding, come on, both your legs are fastened to the one board, and there is no way to enjoy it. And again, I tried both and realized snowboarding is really kind of, I shoot to wiggle as a snake and trying can, right? What funny. I'm not trying to convince you or I'm not judging at all, but just think about it. Okay, next point. Next point is about training period and mastering period. So it is a fact that you can easily start your skiing from the first lesson or from your first going down to the slope. Easily, really. Raise your hand if you had a physical education classes in the childhood. So, people. That is why it's really, if you have physical education classes, probably during winter you have cross-country skiing lessons. And you, with this skill, can easily get into mountain skiing. And in terms of snowboard, okay, no way to start from the beginning as the first lesson at the first time, it's easier to get in and used to all this inconvenience physically and psychologically. Third way, this is about risk of injury. So, do you know that studies show that injury from snowboarding, especially in terms of head and your neck, more have high rate in terms of snowboarding rather than in terms of skiing. It's really a fact. Fourth, this is about infrastructure. Have you been to some winter resorts? Have you ever been? So it's just a fact again that all modern winter resorts is designed for skiers, not for snowboarders. Fifth, I have time, right? It's about speed or room for improvement. You can accelerate your speed up to 200, can you imagine 200 kilometers per hour when you go down on skiing. And this is, by the way, faster than Formula One car. So I'm not going to say that guys try from the first time this speed. No, be careful and buy, first of all, helmet. I have no today. I have no, I just forgot, but I'm not doing this thing today and what in particular. So, and thieves, 6, this is about cost of equipment. And here I should say that unfortunately, ski equipment is approximately 15% more expensive than snowboard equipment. This is one minus. I have no my presentation, I don't know why. But anyway, I'll just sum up. There are 5 benefits of skiing. First of all, very easy to get in, very natural, really natural posture, wonderful infrastructure, a lot of room for improvement. However, there is one minus, this is a cost of equipment. And now guys, please try next. Just imagine you are standing on the peak of the mountain. Close your eyes and imagine stunning view in front of you. Pine trees all over there. Fresh, even crystal air around you. You are standing in the most fashionable ski suit that matches to your skis. The next moment, you go down the slope. Your scarf blows in the wind. The fresh air into the face. Wonderful. And look, you feel freedom. What is real, right? So, winter is coming, if you don't know. It's time to decide what is the benefit. Snowboarding. Or maybe I love snowballs. It's also acceptable. In my case, I decided that skiing is much better for me because, again, the feeling of freedom and excitement. Now it's your turn to decide.
All right. Just before we welcome the next speaker, can you please make sure that Miles is sharing rights? All right, so we already had 3 brave speakers present today, but courage is not the only thing that can fight off enemies and curses. Humor is another great tool to battle any curse that comes your way. And today we have another online speaker with a humorous speech. Miles, please welcome. Hi, Miles. Can you say something so we can check this out? Oh,
Yes. Why do I have this hammer? It's not a very good hammer. It has a loose head. And in fact, it's the type of hammer that a farrier uses. Farriers are those skilled people that put horseshoes on horses. But I've never owned a horse, and I don't have a horse now. Privet, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My having that hammer when I already had a perfectly good hammer was a mistake. Fortunately, not a very costly mistake. But I want to talk to you about how to properly use checklists whenever you're flying or when you're camping. I'm going to try to share my screen.
Miles, your sound has disappeared. We cannot hear you. Your mic is muted.
Pardon me. The curse of the screen shared gremlin, Halloween curse. So I think I'll have to do it without my screen share. So when you're going camping, you have to take your home and put it, what you need to live, and put it into your vehicle, along with all your equipment, your tent, your tools, your stove, your fuel. So it's a very important task that you have to complete in order to have an enjoyable camping experience. You know, you have to have things like, if you're going to go camping and then do some hiking in the mountains, well, you want to have some candy. And around here, you also want to have some bear spray. Just in case you meet a grizzly bear on the trail, you're going to want to pull this out and hopefully squirt this pepper spray in the bear's eyes and have them turn around and leave you alone. Because there are bears out there that they will sometimes kill people. Now, what happened? Well, I headed out with my family. We got about 50 kilometers south of the city, heading to Waterton Lakes National Park campsite. And I realized, oh my goodness, I forgot to pack the hammer. And we need the hammer to knock down the spikes to hold the tent in place, especially at Waterton Lakes, because it's very windy there. Now, I had a checklist prepared, but I didn't use it correctly. So I had prepared this checklist, but then what I did was I pretty much used it just as a guide to go and make sure I had everything, but I didn't use it as one final check to make sure everything was properly loaded into our vehicle. Now, I'm thinking of flight 1400, American Airlines flight from St. Louis to Chicago some few years ago. And those pilots made some really grievous errors. Now, that was much more costly than me ending up buying a cheap hammer, because what I did was we drove into a small town. I went to a used tool store, an antique store, and bought a cheap hammer. Well, it was still not exactly money well spent. But in the case of American Airlines Flight 1400, their improper use of their checklist was because they weren't maintaining a sterile cockpit. Because once you push away from the ramp until you're at 10,000 feet or 3,000 meters, the regulations require sterile cockpit. That means there's no conversations other than that conversation that is essential for flying the plane. These gentlemen were too casual. They were chit-chatting on one checklist, and then when they finally did take off, well, because of some other errors done by the ground crew, they had an engine fire. The engine fire checklist had to be used. So they pulled out the checklist and they started going through the points. Number 1, turn the auto throttle off. Number 2, put your throttles to idle. But then the captain interrupted the checklist procedure and said, here, you fly. I need to talk to the crew in the back and make sure that all the passengers are ready for an emergency landing. Well, that's not proper procedure. You don't interrupt doing your checklist, because the next item on that checklist was turn off the fuel to the engine that's on fire. So that never happened for some time. And by the time they finally got back to doing it correctly, they had lost a lot of systems and they barely made it back. So whether you're flying or you're going camping, make sure you use your checklist properly, because if you don't follow those procedures and take the time and dedicate your attention to that checklist, you may miss some items. Now, what do I have to do with this horseshoe hammer? Well, I guess it's time for me to buy a horse. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Miles. All right, so I think before we put the last nail in the coffin of Halloween, could you take a little break? I think maybe 5 minutes is good for everyone. Break time,
I don't know what time is it.
What time is it? Time up? In 2040, so we're 10 minutes late. We can say,
Okay, yeah, just 5 minutes.
okay, 5-minute break. Just a reminder. There will be some treats, but you can also treat our club to a lovely donation if you want to. Here's the number on the agenda. 100 rubles, 50 rubles. And we'll take anything. Thank you. All right, break time. Thank you, everyone.
Не, ну, в принципе,
Thank you.
Ой, тихо, здесь упасть. А ты еще тоже с этим?
Oh, what? Hey everyone, break time is over, the curse is back on. Alright, second part of the meeting. Second part of the meeting. Here's one of the more exciting parts of the meeting where members of the audience without prepared speeches can come and try their luck at breaking the curse. Don't worry, we have your back, we will applaud, we will support you, we have our functionaries, and our table topics master is a very special guest today. Please welcome the Joker!
And I'm on a bad mood. I don't wanna prepare some table topics for you, but I'm in a bad mood and I don't wanna do it. Here is a recipe from my psychotherapist to make me feel better. So, don't joke with me.
I'm so sorry, guys. The Joker is in a bad mood. Okay, just 1 second. He gave me a prescription from his doctor. All right, okay. Here's the prescription. Oh, I'm so sorry. He's just escaped from the insane asylum, so he's not feeling well, and he might hurt someone again. So, dear Toastmasters and guests and the Joker, who's not over the camera, I feel like we need to do something about this, guys. Before Joker hurts someone again, what do we need to do according to his doctor? When you come to the stage, you need to speak for a minimum of 1 minute and a maximum of 2 minutes. The Joker. Clearly losing his mind again, so we quickly need some volunteers who will come and answer some of the Joker's questions. Yes, we have a volunteer number 1. Please come to the stage. Applause, everyone. Please remember to speak from the camera so everyone can hear you. So, if he stabs me. So, Joker needs empathy, according to his doctor. Okay. Please give the Joker a recipe for how to improve his mood as fast as possible.
All right, guys, dear Joker, I'm here to help you to improve your moods. The very first thing that I would like you to do, please do take away your weapon because I do need both of your hands.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Okay, so as we all know, if you want to improve the mood, there are several things that are really good for you. The very first thing is a personal touch. So we would start with holding hands. Thank you very much. The next thing, the second thing, is a hug. So we will continue with the hug. And the third thing, the most important thing, is dancing. But that Joker knows already. How you will make him not a serial killer, but a serial dancer. He will dance with you or with anyone you would like him to dance with. So let's repeat. First, personal touch. Second, a hug. And third, a dance. Thank you.
Okay.
It's no boxing, it's Joker.
Unfortunately, the Joker said that did not work for him, so we need another volunteer. Who wants to go next? Don't be shy, maybe someone online. Who wants to volunteer for Joker's next question? No, online people? I'm gonna start picking people. You want to? Yeah. I'm gonna start picking people. If there's no volunteers, I'm gonna choose someone. All right, it is trick or treat. I'm gonna have to choose one of our newcomers. Come, no, you're shy. I'll give you an easy one. I'm ready for this. I'll give you an easy one. It's fine. No? Well, that's okay. Do you have anyone else? Relax. I'll find you. I'll find you. I'll find you a volunteer. Trust me. Guys. All right, I'm gonna choose Daniel. I'm gonna have to choose you. That's you. That's gonna help you. Trust me, that's bravery juice.
Not really, you forward my mind. I don't remember my name.
Fine, I'll give you an easy one. Alright, Joker, don't worry, don't worry. So, Joker is a deeply disturbed individual, but he's also very intellectual. Engage the Joker in a debate. The Joker will give you a statement, and you need to agree or disagree and explain why.
I agree.
Please give your statement.
Nice, look at him, I agree. Nice. Are the best toys for the boys.
Knives are the best toys for boys. Please.
I disagree. Big beer. And the knife, you can open the beer with the knife. I think with the knife you can, what's the word? Sorry, the beer is working, so what's the word? You can get more beer, right? By knife. Yeah, and it's a deal. It's a deal. The knife. You can get more beer by knife. Yes, true. It's like the impression, with a good word can do a lot, but a good word with the gun can do even more. Yes, and with the knife. Yes, don't do it, please. So the good word with the knife can get you more beer. Make it. Yeah, but what more can I take by my knife? Can I get? You can get, we get the person who has 25 personality. I maybe to 1 or 2. Why?
Okay, good. All right, Joker, how are you feeling?
I need
Next.
4. I need the 4.
Okay, he needs his next recipe, so we do need another volunteer. Anyone brave enough, online, offline? Miles, Vadim, Martina, Valentina, anyone want to try table topics?
Valentina, she wants to do it.
How to start?
He cannot, the Joker cannot hurt you if you are online.
I see. Thank you so much.
Okay, I think we have an online volunteer, Joker. Are you ready for your next recipe? Okay, we have the next volunteer for you.
Valentina,
Valencia.
I'm ready for you.
One of Joker's favorite pastimes is writing, painting, and literature. Suggest an interesting book or movie for the Joker to watch or read, and explain what the book or movie is about. Valentina.
Okay, let me start. Can you hear me well?
Yes. Joker?
Yeah.
Wonderful. So, of course, at this day, I would like to recommend you something witchy. And one of my best series is Discovery of Witches. Also, there is a book which tells us a story about two people who fall in love, and one of them is a witch, of course. And the second one, can you imagine who is he? He is a vampire. He's vampire, yes. Moreover, what I like in this film, it's architecture, because it shows Oxford, it shows England, and very beautiful landscape where the main heroine with her lover, they were walking and spent time together. So if you want to spend a good time in the evening, you can read a book or you can watch this series. Highly recommended.
Or I can feel something. Okay, after that several victims, I will watch it. Your movie.
Thank you, Valentina. All right, Joker, do you think you need one more?
Oh, I need more.
Oh, God. Okay, that's fine. Maybe we will like to be Valentina number 4 too. Okay, thank you very much. Okay.
Oh, me.
So we have a witch facing off the Joker. So give Joker constructive feedback. The Joker is very good at technology. That's good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joker. You are feeling better. Thank you. You've been so nice. Yes, okay, great.
I'm very intelligent too.
Yes, very intelligent person, absolutely, of course. So, you continue now. The Joker will tell you, yeah, where, I'm so sorry. Please, loud and clear, what is your name? Which bitch? Which bitch? Please, the Joker will tell you a joke, and you need to give him constructive feedback about his joke. Joker, please can you share your joke with us?
I have a lot of jokes because I'm Joker. What a joke. Do you know why did Joker open knockout? Why did Joker open Knife, so.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, why knife shop? Why the Joker open knife shop?
Because he believes a knife a day keeps Batman away. Good job.
I need to. You guys, will listen to that. Which beach will you all back? In Toastmasters community, seriously speaking, we not given negative feedback, but not in this way, not in this case.
Oh, you are amazing.
I love Batman.
What?
Don't move any power to take someone's life, but we need to know the power to be. So I can recommend you to open your life, but finish so water flow, finish hospital, whatever it is, but not. And you will be.
What did you say about Batman?
Uh-oh.
You think I will feel better after that?
I'm sorry. I thought she was gonna say that.
I thought.
Someone who
Psychotherapy.
Personal touch, a hug, a dog.
Oh my god. Do you want to do that? I'm scared. You can go and give him a hug and a dance.
Oh, but before that, you're supposed to raise his shake.
No. Okay, Joker. I'm gonna find you one more.
Oh, we will see you on
One more minute here. Okay.
the.
Do we have any, please? Thank you. Anastasia, thank you. Yes.
We should speak French with the joke.
Oh. That's very true. Maybe you can give your answer in French. But the problem is people won't understand you. Okay. So it has to be in English this time. Okay. And please remember to also speak into the camera loud, nice and loud. Okay. So the next recipe from the Joker's Doctor. The Joker likes to play mind games. He will tell you a riddle. Guess the answer to the riddle and explain. Why do you think the Joker likes this riddle? Joker, please tell us your riddle.
Okay, well. I'm cold and decided, sharp as can be. In a Joker pants, I'm a sight to see. In the flip of the wrist, chaos I breathe. The symbol of danger. I feel something. Sick.
No idea. But I would like to say that I have never been in such kind of situation because I'm always walking on the street. Yeah, never turn back to the danger. I'm always working at night and I have never attacked by such kind of people. So I just not only the French language you can use, but when you get attacked suddenly, like now, with a knife, so I advise little girls and also women and little boys, one thing, you ask a Joker, what's your name?
I am Joker.
Hi, colleague. What are you doing here?
I'm making jokes. And not only jokes. I can this real.
In this district since 1998, but I was in France for 1 year, so I'm living here for 24 years, and I know all the maniacs here in this district. Let's work together. Interesting things.
And I will keep him.
Yes.
It is my fault.
No, not. Okay. It's feeling better. The Joker is feeling a little bit better. That's good, but I think. Do you want the last recipe?
I want them all.
Okay. We have one last doctor recipe for the Joker. We have one more brave person. The last one's very easy. I can tell you that right now. The last question, very simple. Come on, newcomers. Yeah. Very nice. Thank you, Ruslan. This is the Joker. Please. Okay. So the last doctor's recipe. Please convince or persuade the Joker to continue going to therapy. Psychotherapy.
I think you can visit the doctor on OS because they have many candy. Candy? Yeah, a lot of candy. The doctor is candy. So she can do. He has a lot of candy and he has kids. The first kid, his name was Candy. The second, Candice. Okay. You can eat them because you like candy. A lot of candies, yeah? And I can separate each candy by my knife. Right? I think the doctor knows better how to slice his teeth.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Ruslan. Perfect. How are you feeling now?
I think it's a lot of recipes and doctor is only one. I need you to vote for the best recipe and I will follow it. I will hear the recipe and the winner at the end of the meeting, right?
Yes. You have a QR code on the agenda for, where is it? The best table topics. So please vote who you think did the best job with the Joker's recipes. Okay. Does anyone need the code? Does anyone need help with the code? Online audience, do we have the link for the online audience? The first president, which? Well, that's the online audience. Do we have the link for the voting? Do you need the link? You have, okay. All right. Okay, the Joker. Oh, no, she made him feel bad, you guys. You made him feel bad. Perfect. Okay, I think now the voting is done. I will call our third host to evaluate how well we did today at breaking the curse. So please welcome to the stage our general evaluator and the fifth year. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I'm not so cool like everybody who was here on the stage. So I will be simple. And today I'm the general evaluator of this meeting. And first of all, I will invite on the stage all the evaluators. And then I will give the word to the minor roles. And at the end, I will give my feedback. So, welcome on stage, the first evaluator, Svetlana Kanitova.
Thank you. So, look at me and guess what phrase struck me most in Andrei's story. What do you think? Do you remember his speech? No. Yes. He's a mathematic and he asked not to do it. Quantum physics, yes. And I'm a psychologist. I'm interested in quantum entanglement. Do you know what it is? In very simple word, I would like to say that it means that we are all connected and we influence each other. So I will try to show you right now that this phenomenon. So who else has taken notice of quantum physics? This phrase. Phrase quantum physics in speech in story of Andrei Sergeyevich. Yes. So and you see that we didn't plan it, but we raise hands and we hear quantum physics in speech, and this is some kind of phenomena, and at least I think so that it is. But today, I won't be conducting a psychological analysis. Today, I'm an evaluator. Well, let's dive in. First of all, I'd like, it's hard to speak to you and to mention questions. Question on data gauge, questions. You started the speech with a question and continue to ask it throughout your speech. This is an excellent way to engage the audience, especially when those questions directed to the listeners. Next time, try to start your speech with a question like, for example, do you know who Billy Milligan was? Instead of, who the hell are you?
Goddamn, who are you?
Goddamn, who are you? Better, sounds better. I believe that the right question will add power to your presentation. Secondly, personal stories and jokes. They are always hold the audience attention, evoke positive emotions, and build trust in the speaker and you. But next time, please ask your green friend not to wiggle around because my head starts to spin a little. Do you feel the same? And third, actually not every experienced Toastmaster thinks about how to convey a key message to the audience. But you did. And it was like a candy. But in candy. Oh my soul. Special thanks for a reminder that we should never stop exploring the facets of our personality, despite potential contradiction or unusual discoveries. It's essential to us to reaffirm our uniqueness and exclusivity over and over again. To sum up, questions to listeners, references to interesting facts, personal stories, jokes, your sense of humor was very, very amazing. Clear idea. Everything, all this makes your story clear. It's engage the audience and build trust in it. Next time,
Try to choose the right question for the beginning and ask your friend to stay calm on the stage, on the stage. And I believe that your next speech will be just amazing. See you next time. Thank you.
Thank you, Svetlana. Our second personal evaluator is Mariana Tormasyan, and Mariana will evaluate the speech of Martino Abracerento. I have been evaluating the speeches of Martino Abracerento today for the third time. And first of all, I would love to say, Martino, you made a great progress. Have you been watching his speeches before? Yeah. So let me first of all point out pluses and minuses and later do the summing up. How did he start his speech? Who remembers? What trick did he use? Question? Right, you are. Yeah, there was a question. He said, "What is anything going wrong?" He immediately connected with the audience. This is the rule, right? To get connected with the audience within the first 10 seconds. He succeeded in that. And what I especially valued, Martino, was that you could keep the pause for about 3 seconds, which was very, very crucial for people to feel involved. Did he have a good structure? Absolutely. He started with a question, he did something, shared some personal feelings. Later, he started telling the story of his friend who traveled to France and later to Africa. Did you feel, guys, that we traveled with him all that period? I personally was involved in his story. You know why? Gestures, Italian emotions. This body language is very important and it helps us to be connected in the same present moment. What also I noticed, it was the topic itself. Usually Martino gives us some intellectual stuff or some humor stuff, but today you knew you were coming on a Halloween. That's why you used a really sad story that made us think quite sad too. So great preparation. What I would love you to pay your attention to, first of all, it's quite a big difference when you are standing in person in front of real people. And it's absolutely different when you are talking to a person online. Most of the time, you were sitting in front of your camera and we could see just your big head and part of your fingers. And while you were using some active motion gestures, I personally could notice like maybe 10% of them because most of them were under our view. So what do I recommend? First of all, stand up. Okay, so you see me now till my waist. This is the perfect part of your body that should be online. Here, when you're too close, something like that, this is how we saw you, you see? So step back, make sure that the camera is on the same eyesight as you. So what do? I usually put on the table double suitcases from my travels, and then I put the laptop on them to make sure that the camera is at the same level. And then you can use actively all your gestures, everything will be great. And one more suggestion, to use more pauses after some dramatic moment. Like when you said somebody died or everybody died, count your mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 goes too fast. But from 1 to 10, that's enough time for people to feel drama. So if we sum up, what are the points of growth? Just remember that online approach is quite different from the real in person. We stand up, we never sit. We make sure that the camera level is on our eye level, and we make sure that our gestures can be seen by the audience. So, dear Martino, I'm very happy to see your progress in Toastmaster Club. Wish you to keep going with the same enthusiasm and look forward to your next speeches. Thank you. I would like to invite on the stage our third evaluator, Natalia Chernenko, who will evaluate the speech of Yekaterina Dymova.
Finally, I'm on the stage. Hello to everybody. Today we heard an amazing, wonderful, persuasive speech of Ekaterina or which I don't know already who are you today, but on very, very controversial topic. I think that the main mistake, maybe the worst one, was that I was called as personal moderator, as a snowboarder.
You can take my knife.
About the speech about skiing. Actually, that's the main point. We will go to this point later. It's a very, very famous competition between skiers and snowboarders. What I learned from my snowboarders team is that it doesn't matter who you are, a snowboarder or a skier, but it does matter that you are a snowboarder. So that's the main point, that you are snowboarders. So what I especially liked in your speech, your passion to the topic, and that you really love it. You showed it to us with your suit and gestures and this amazing, wonderful speech and conclusion at the end, when you said like, could you imagine you're on the top and you can feel it, and your hairs, it's like it's really very good feeling that you can imagine, and if you try this winter sport. Your topic was, the name of your topic was White Walkers. It wasn't any connection between your topic and between the content itself. So maybe it would be great that like it's always a competition, or it always a dispute between skiers and snowboarders. So as White Walkers is in Games of Thrones, it also always the competition between the families or something like that. Or you could avoid at all this name of the topic and go to the content. One more thing, your key point or aim, so I think it's the most important thing. Your aim of the topic was to tell us about, like to persuade audience for winter sports. What do you think now about snowboarding?
I love it.
Yeah, you love it. But if we hear Ekaterina, it sounds not very good. So the idea is that if you want to compare snowboarding and skiing, it can be funny. You can start like with this joke. As I started, it doesn't matter who you are, but it better be snowboarder, or vice versa. Or they say that snowboarding is skiing is easier to start to learn, but it's harder to master, and vice versa for snowboarding. And you can compare it. The advantages were great. It's almost everything about skiing, but I think that your aim today was to persuade the audience to go to this winter sports, and your idea, the feeling of freedom and excitement. So the call to the audience should be like, you should try what you like better, what you would prefer. You can try snowboarding and skiing, and you will choose it. But this feeling of freedom and excitement on the top of the mountain, or on the fresh air, or après ski after that, or it's very good new movement for your brains, because each time we should try something new. Said that could be also the advantages next time. But I love the idea for winter sports, and I'm looking forward to your next speeches. And maybe next time you will tell us about snowboarding something.
Very much. And the last but not least evaluator, it's Valentina Davletova. So Valentina will evaluate the speech of Miles Wright.
Miles has to leave.
Yes, but I guess that we are recording this video, so he will watch later. So Valentina, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Can you hear me well?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Thank you for inviting me and giving this role. I'm going to evaluate Miles Flake and his pathway visionary communication, his project, Know Your Sense of Humor. The purpose of his project was to begin developing a collection of humorous stories and present a speech that includes humor. And to my mind, he successfully did it. By the way, I also like making different checklists, and they help really in my life. His opening was quite good. While he was holding an object, it was a hammer in his hand, and he had a lot of different objects which he used in his speech. Maybe it will be just a little bit improvement that it's necessary to put them in front of you and just use them easier, just to my mind. What else? It's by the way that he used these things, these small things, it proves his idea of pathway visionary communication. That is why it was also great. Of course, it's always a big challenge to be online speaker, not on the side, but Miles did great while standing in front of the camera, not just sitting. That is why we could see his hand gestures. There were a lot. And his posture was quite comfortable. Also, he started his speech with smiling, and he felt quite comfortable. As for eye contact, it was, I think, okay. And as for language, it's perfectly clear, and it's always so pleasure to listen to native speakers. So thank you for that. As for vocal variety, it was also okay. I liked when you raised your voice. I forgot to pack the hammer, something like that it was. What else? Unfortunately, I couldn't see the audience, but at the end, when he finished with conclusion, check your list carefully, I heard that audience was laughing. That is why the interaction with audience was great. As for timing, it was also perfect. So I see that humor is present and purposeful in his speech, maybe just some curse with technical moments, but this is Halloween today. That is why, maybe because of that. I know that Miles had a presentation and he wanted to share it. All in all, wish him good luck in all his speeches and looking forward to hearing from him soon.
Now we are moving to the minor roles, and first of all, I would like to invite on stage our accountant to measure how many filler sounds we said, like o, a, and so on. So, Irina, welcome on stage.
Thank you, Anastasia. And guys, filler was usually invisible for speakers, but visible for listeners, for us, for audience. People often not aware that they are using filler words, since nobody ever counted them. To help people to count them, Toastmaster designated the role of accountant. Why I'm here today. And I have tried. I have worked hard. I have even changed my location, but I failed. Everybody's speech was clear. I have counted only 10 for all speakers, only 10 filler words. The leader filler words is so. No, not personally. Filler words leader. And I would like to wish you to visit Toastmaster meeting and let people like me to count your filler words and make you better every time, meeting by meeting. Thank you.
Now we have our grammar report, and I give the digital stage to Vadim.
Thank you, everyone. Do you see this sign? It says articles. I do believe that we all, as non-native speakers in English, should look at this sign before each meeting and remember that we don't have this construction in Russian language, and we do need to use it while we are talking in English. So I won't highlight who made these mistakes, but please remember about articles. Also, I want to say that I heard several wonderful phrases, and I want to recall them for the benefit of all. So, to keep an eye on time. So, to track time and to focus on time, and it's possible to keep an eye on anything. Also, the wonderful phrase, auditory filter. It's ready to hear the word auditory. Well done. Miles said a vehicle instead of a car. It's a good way to use a pretty simple word, but make your speech more fancy. Also, his last line of his speech, it's time for me to buy a horse. It's a good phrase to say that it's appropriate moment of time to do something. It's also possible to say it's high time for doing something. Well done. To have someone's back, to support someone, also is a good phrase. And by the way, sometimes it's possible to invent a new phrase. For example, not a serial killer, a serial dancer. Just a simple combination, but now it's very interesting. Some corrections which I want to say. Disclose my report is very official, maybe just to present my report. And not I'm always walking. It's better to say I always walk. And the last thing, to pay attention to something, to look for something, to think about something. And by the way, I heard only several times when we use the word of the day candy. So I believe that my experiment to use as simple word as possible failed. The next time as a grammarian, I will present the hardest word as possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Vadim. Here in Russia, we say that the happy people don't look at the clock, but today we had at least one person who controlled our time. So, Ekaterina, I invite you on stage, and please share with us the timer report.
Okay, I was trying to test with all this calculation, as you may see. Actually, yeah, we've been a little bit late from the very beginning. That's why yeah. Anyway, I should mention that almost all participants fit the time limits, despite personal evaluators. Actually, only one personal evaluator who is online, Valentina Davleta, manage her time and less than 3 minutes, and others a little slightly, okay, slightly not critical, not crucial, but a little bit exceed their time limits. Anyway, I think that everybody did great job. We all had fun. And thank you for Joker performance.
Thank you very much. Now I would like to invite on stage our Vladimir, our quiz master, Tatiana Gladys.
Please, your patience. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, tell me, please, the nationality of the architect who created the wave sculpture. Netherlands.
Что ты догадался? Света,
And then handout, and then oh, too many.
And okay, no, I'll look at this one. How many personalities does Andre have? Mariana?
Mariana?
And how many leaves did Billy Milligan have?
24.
Who was first? You have some street snacks. Which country did Martino's company was planning to move to? I think wow. Name both of them. One person is supposed to pick 2 countries. That's not the country. There are 2 countries. Martino.
No.
Who said that? Okay. That was India and Argentina. Yes. And okay. And when do, according to our sphere, when do people usually start skiing? After when? After very first lesson. Okay. Now the new, yeah. Magic juice help. And when do usually people start snowboarding? That's a tricky question, guys.
Just
After started the ski.
after ski, you are broken.
After stress in life. Okay, she didn't mention that. No, yes. Okay. Now, what is the highest speed you can get? 200 kilometers. 100. What is the most exciting in terms of equipment? Skiing or snowboarding? Skiing. But how many percent? It's not fair. We'll take news. Okay. Who puts the horse shoes on the horse?
Miles.
No. That's right. And how many kilometers away from the city, Miles and his family went for camping? That's right. Okay. And where did Miles buy his hammer? And big show.
Who said
Okay. And now please list 3 things to improve Joker's mood.
In the right order. Dance.
Dance. Have you been sitting with one? What did she say? She said shake, dance.
What was the first? First one. And what is the best toy for the boy in terms of the get some marmalades over there. Everybody knows the answer. Yeah. Okay. The characters of the book and movie map, Valentina suggested to Oxford. And what did Ekaterina suggested to Joker instead of opening a knife store?
Candy store.
To open a candy store. Okay. How did Ursula recommend it to Joker to pay for his doctor's visit? Who pays for doctor's visit? Using comments, right? Who was first? Okay, the last one, guys.
Makes the professor.
Okay.
Which country does Andres?
Finland, yeah.
Yes.
Where did who said that?
Who does stuff in
Okay. And which role, what was the last role added to Toastmasters functionaries?
functionary?
With my
That's right.
You can check.
Okay, that was it.
No, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And dear friends, now my general evaluation. I have no words because it was such a wonderful meeting and with so many great professional, colorful people, so many suits, so many people celebrating Halloween this evening in the center of Moscow. Wow, it's amazing. And especially I like that we have 4 speeches. It's not very common that during the Toastmaster meeting we have 4 speeches. Usually we have 2, maybe 3, but 4 is great. 4 wonderful evaluators and especially wonderful table topic session. It's a pity that a person, not a person, but Joker has had some problems and should go to the therapy. But I guess that Toastmasters is the biggest therapy. Even if you have a little depression, even if you had, I don't know, problems with your old mobile phone that I had because I lost all the data and I came here and now I'm excited. So I don't need any psychologist or therapist. That's great. And I'm not a people person, but during the table topic session, I was afraid to end up on the stage. And finally, I felt myself like a volunteer or like a United Nations peacemaker there on the page to stop the Joker. And I guess that everybody suggested great solutions to stop the Joker and to make him peaceful and lovely. So, what also should I mention? During the meeting, we had the wonderful storytelling. The whole meeting had an impression that it was a developing story. And I'm so excited that I don't want to criticize this meeting. So I will be very kind today. And I wish you to continue like that, to have 1,000 more wonderful meetings, and the next one will be in 2 weeks. So thank you very much, and I will give the words to Ekaterina Dymova.
Did you hear it?
Yeah.
And now the most exciting part, the presentation of awards. And I asked my friend Joker to go on stage and
We are friends already.
We became friends during the break.
Here right now, thanks to St. Petersburg Club, by the way, especially Valentina. We decided every single meeting for those who delivered a speech for the first time, we stand up and applaud. Yes, Thank you. Next, we have a winner tabletop winner. And who is the winner? What do you know? What do you think?
Some kind of.
Yeah, you are right. Alexandra.
Come on, guys. See comme ça.
Great. And now I would like to ask Valeria, our page, and our next.
Okay, guys, one final thing.
Contest or something.
We have one final contest for today. Costume competition. I'd like to invite everyone who is in costume to come on stage, please. You don't need to say anything, just stand up, scary and beautiful. You can. But I'm what? All right, everybody, please, what is the name of your costume? Bloody nurse. So, how are we going to judge this contest? We will applaud for the costume. We don't have another way, unfortunately, right now. So I will say each costume and you can applaud or scream if you really like it. And yeah, so we've got the first one, Bloody Nurse.
Be yourself.
Be yourself. The Joker. We have a name, Witchy Witch. Not Beach. Okay, which bitch number one?
Someone from 90s.
Someone from the 90s. With the 25 personalities, what is the name of your costume?
Green Man.
Green Man. Witch Witch. Very nice. And what is your costume?
Okay, let's be devil inside.
I believe we do have a winner, everyone. And that is your Come on, all right, guys. I am a disco pony. I think we have a clear winner, and that is Green Man! Thank you. Everyone sit down, you say. We have a prize for the best costume, and if you can say that it will be blessed, please receive one prize. Hold it, and turn a little. Green Man, put your crown on Green Man. It's not yours. All right, perfect. I don't know if that should get.
You go off the meeting, we come after fight, so you can stay here and enjoy our.
Can I say something, please? Can I say something, please? Is it possible to move all of your meetings here? Yeah.
Yes.
Do that.
Okay. So, and now for that, please come on stage, everybody, and.
Picture, yeah.
Let's change to the front.
Oh, yeah, I'm proud of you. I will become a member of Perth Backstage.
After some troubles.
My finger, that's
Everybody.
Pictures, horizontal first and vertical. So be with me, okay? So 1, 2, 3, and that is the horizontal one. Let's do something, like I don't know, jump, laugh.
Up to the board.
Let's do like that.
Do we fit?
And okay, you know what you need to do? Do something like jiggle wiggle. Do you know? Okay, perfect. Finally, some movements of action. Awesome.